Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Virgin to Me. If you are booked on a brilliant lady voyage, these are the things you must not miss. I'm telling you, they were like the best things ever. Stay tuned. All right, let's talk about the things you should be booking on Brilliant Lady. I'm telling you, they have the coolest things on Brilliant Lady. I had so much freaking fun. I thought I was going to be holed up in my Mega Rockstar room reading a stupid book and tons of magazines, and I literally bought all the magazines. I went to the day that they switch over the magazines to buy all of the magazines, and I like myself some crappy magazines. Sorry, people. Sorry, Us Weekly. You really kind of are crappy, but I still love you. That's what I bought. I literally bought like all of them. Do you know what I touched? None of them. None. I didn't read a single article in one of those stupid magazines. But the coolest part about that is because I was so busy because there were so many cool things to do on Brilliant Lady. However, I did everything so I could tell you what was actually really good. So you don't have to do everything and you can actually do some reading and do all the other cool things that I did. So let's talk about my favorite things. Do not miss Up with a Twist. It is the dinner show. It does cost money. It's $50. Don't miss it. I'm not kidding. If you miss that, you're going to regret it. They did a phenomenal job. You're going to hear everyone else talking about it on the ship and you're going to end up with FOMO. You're going to be Mr. and Mrs. FOMO or Mr. and Mr. FOMO or Mrs. and Mrs. FOMO. Whatever you want to call yourselves, you're going to be that, or Miss and Miss FOMO. You're going to be super sad that you missed it because Up with a Twist is awesome. I did talk about it on one of my other podcasts when I discussed entertainment, so I won't go into too much detail about it, but it's a dinner show, costs $50, and it's phenomenal. The food is really good. So one of the questions that I got asked on the second sailing, because I did do the Friends and Family, and then I did the Mermaiden, one of the questions I got asked on the Mermaiden was, is the food as bad as all the other dinner shows? And I said, no, they actually nailed the food on this one. So go, because it's so stinking good. The food's good. You get drunk. I mean, listen, you don't want to get drunk. Don't drink all the drinks, but I'm dead serious when I tell you they serve you a lot of drinks. So know that that's coming. But the actual show itself is uber entertaining. They did a phenomenal job and the cast is just amazing. So know that. Up with a Twist, hands down, don't miss it. That would be the one entertainment at night that I would say if you want to just chill and watch, shows and whatnot, don't miss Up with a Twist because it was really good. Now, during the day, there's a lot to choose from. If you have sailed on other Virgin ladies, wow, that doesn't sound right. Other Virgin ships, maybe. They do call them lady ships, just so you know. If you sailed on other lady ships, maybe I should say that. This one is completely different. They totally did a switcheroo, and literally like the only things they kept were Lotteria Gigante and maybe a couple of other things. The casinos are always the same. There's slot tournaments and, all of that stuff. But I'm trying to think. Oh, the horse racing stayed. I'm sure you'll find a couple of things, but let me go back and say that there was a ton of things that are totally brand new. So one of my all-time favorite things, and they don't do it all the time, so please look for this. This is hidden. It's like on the shorter cruises, they don't do it a lot, but it's called Hands on Deck. And I want to make sure that it's hands on deck, not all hands on deck. You can't miss it anyways, even if you type in Hands on Deck. Hands on Deck was so much fun. I don't want to give away again too much because it was super fun, but I will tell you it's based around poker. So if you don't understand poker, I wouldn't say don't go because they teach you, and you don't really need to know too much about poker because it's not like you're sitting there playing poker, but you're playing your own hand. Gosh, how do I explain this? Just like poker, you don't know what anybody else's hand is, but you're all playing the same game, but it's almost like poker with a bar crawl. You switch bars. And the coolest part is they hand you a card, and that card is your first card, right? So you get this card and they're like, okay, look at your card. And you're like, all right, what the heck am I going to do with this? Of course, if it's not an ace of anything, you're pretty panicked at that moment. Well, I ended up with like an 8. That was like my first card. So I was like, son of a biscuit, what the heck am I going to do with an 8? So I'm like, okay, all I need are triples and pairs and, maybe a straight. That's about all I can do at this point. So they hand me an 8 and then, you get your first drink, and actually you're allowed at this point. Now, mind you, everything can change because I did it during Friends and Family and things have already changed from the first time I've done it. But you got to pick any drink at the draft house. That's where you started. So they walked you up and they said, they're with us. What does she want, or what did they want? I actually ended up ordering a lemon drop martini because it was on the menu. So I ordered a lemon drop martini, and as I'm drinking this, they're like, all right, we're going to give you another card. And we're like, okay. So they give you another card, and they actually give you this little pocket, to, like it's almost this wallet to hold it in. And then there's a map in the wallet, and it tells you what bars that you're going to go to. So you kind of follow that, but you go as a group, just like the grog walk. It does hold up to 30 people. So I do want to let you know that we had 6. So it was a little bit more intimate, obviously. And we knew everybody, which was super fun. So it made it even more fun. But the cool part about it is they hand you their second card, and you're kind of like, you're either like, wah, 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 or you're like, ding, 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 ding. So for me, I had an 8, which was a terrible card to start out with. But they gave me a 7. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to be risky on this. I mean, because let's be honest, it's a stupid game that, like, I'm not putting tons of money down. You do have to pay for it because obviously you get a drink. So you do have to pay for it. And I'll tell you the coolest part about it at the end of the story. And so then now that you have your 2 cards, they offer you a challenge game. So they say, okay, you're going to challenge the Happenings cast member here to a game. And if you win the game, you get to exchange your card for another card. If you lose the game, you keep your 2 cards. No foul, no harm, no foul, right? You either win or you don't. So if you like your hand, obviously you don't play the game. If you don't like your hand, then you play and you get to exchange a card. The games are simple. Like they rolled dice, and whoever had the high, so it was against Eddie, who is actually Oscar. He's his real name is Oscar. We call him AKA Oscar, but we call him Eddie because he looks like Eddie Redmayne. Anyways, you played against him. He rolled the dice. And if he got a 6, you had to get higher than a 6, right? If he got a 3, you had to get higher than a 3 to earn your switching cards. So a lot of people did that. I ended up staying. I have to be honest, 8 and 7. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try it straight. What do you want from me? So we waited for everyone to play the game. They exchanged cards, and we went to the next bar. They did not give us a drink there, but you played another game. They handed you another card. So I'm so sorry. They handed you another card. You got to look at it. And this time I think I had a 5. So I was like, what the heck? I really am building a straight here. So I had 5, 6, or would I have 5? No, shoot. I had 8, 7. I think I got a 6. So I was building a straight, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of cool. I'm actually building a straight. I didn't expect that to happen. So then she said, do you want to play the game? So the Happenings cast member that was at that bar and said it was a tic-tac-toe game. She's like, do you want to play the game? And I said, nope, don't want to play it. I said, I'm going to keep my hand. Well, other people played, and they did an exchange of hands. But if they didn't want to play, they were told to go to the next bar and the next stop. So we ended up meeting them at the next stop because it took us a little bit to get a card. So then we went to the next bar, met them there. They were already playing the game and exchanging cards. So we got there. I got my next card. It was a 4. And I was like, crap, there goes my straight, which obviously I knew was going to be, a long shot because what was I going to... Obviously, it's hard to get a straight. So I just thought, well, I'll keep trying. So I did get a 4, which I'm like, well, I kind of... What was I? No, 4 because I was 7, 8. So I was pretty off. I can't remember what I got. Anyways, I know I was off. I was like 2 numbers off. So I'm like, oh, now I'm not near it. So I didn't end up playing, or maybe I got a 5. Anyways, I didn't end up exchanging again at that one. Shoot, now I don't remember what I did. You get the point. Doesn't matter. You end up, each place that you go to, you are allowed to, you get a card, you look at your hand and say, okay, do I want to exchange one of these cards in my hand? If I do, I have to play this game and win it in order to do the exchange to get the new card. So it's super fun. Obviously, it's a lot of gambling, but not with money, technically, right? You're not putting money down to be like, hey, I want to do this. It's just a thought of, am I going to win it or am I going to lose it? Do I want to do this? And it's all in good fun, obviously. And the last bar, I'm pretty sure we got a drink. Don't quote me on that. And honestly, I just had the one lemon jello, so I don't remember this, but it was weeks ago. So the last bar, I think we got a drink, and then that's when I think we were allowed to think if we wanted to do one more game. And then the casino host comes over and checks our hands. Now, I didn't know this at the end. I have to be honest. They did not say that at the end there was a prize. We didn't think there was a prize. We just assumed. Well, at the end there was. There's a cash money prize. However many people get involved in this, there was a cash money prize. And so actually Anthony ended up winning. He had the highest hand. So he had two pair and a higher kicker than Kelly, who had 2 pair and a lower kicker, which I was like, what the heck? I would have played harder. I would have tried harder, but I still tried, but I still was like, well, you know what I mean? So I had no idea. They didn't even tell us that. Or I might have missed that, let's be honest, in the explanation. But again, it was the first time they were playing it, so who knows? Maybe they didn't tell us that. But all of us were surprised. So it wasn't just me that was super surprised. There was a cash money prize at the end. So like I said, Anthony ended up winning cash money prize because he had the highest hand at the end. So know that it's super duper fun. I wanted to play it again on the Mermaiden because we only played it on the Friends and Family. I wanted to play it on the Mermaiden, but it didn't happen because they didn't have it. It was a shorter cruise and they put some other things in there. So those are my 2 things that I say don't miss. That's just me. If you have ever wanted to join us for Girls Gone Cruisin', please come join us next
October 3rd through the 8th, 2026.
because we are going to
Grand Turk and Bimini.
woohoo! So join us next year because we would love to have you there. We will be in the massive suite again, so you'll get to hang out in there and have the little not basic bevy, but a bevy of your choice. And come join us so that we can party together. We'll see you then. The other thing that I absolutely loved was Secrets. Hold on, let me say it correctly because it's a mouthful. Suitcase of Secrets, The Fallen Flotilla. Now, this is also money. You have to pay $50 because you get some drinks with it. But it's like an escape room, but not. So I actually ended up doing it twice. So hear me out here because you're probably like, oh, you did it twice. You probably cheated. I did not because the first time through, I was stuck on one actual activity. I had no idea what everybody else was doing to get us through this thing because I was so stuck on this one activity. So let me explain that. They take you down to the bosun and they explain to you the whole entire escape room is based on the Scarlet Knight myth, the myth of Scarlet Knight. And so you're trying to figure out all this stuff and get through this stuff. So I will tell you this, it is a treasure box that you're working with and then everything's in the treasure box. So it's not an actual escape room. You won't be locked in a room anywhere. So know that if you're, panic attack and that sort of thing, if you get, claustrophobic and that sort of thing, that's not what it is. You're not put in a room and told to find your way out. You're actually, it's a whole escape room in a box, basically. So it's really, really cool. Again, I'm not going to give away the secrets and tell you how to do it because that, in my opinion, ruins the fun of it. But I will tell you that there's a bunch of things in there to do and there's 6 people. So know this number if you're going to do it. It's 6 people to a game, each individual game. And you play against the other people. So it's really only 18 because it's 3 boxes. So 18 people can join this. So know that it's going to sell out fast and it's only 6 people. So if you have 6 people in your group, or if you've met other people that are doing it, stand with them so you can be like, nope, we're a team. Otherwise, you'll be paired with random people, which is totally fine because you don't know what their skill is. They don't know yours. And sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad. Let's be honest. But the first time through, like I said, I was stuck in this one thing. Kelly was also stuck doing this one thing. So the 2 of us had no clue how we actually ended up getting out of there because we were both stuck doing these 2 things and not the same thing. So she was doing one thing, I was doing another. And then, so when we went back in, everyone's like, you're just going to cheat and win. That is not the case at all. I had no clue what everybody else did. I was like, oh, I have no idea how to do this. I mean, listen, I kind of like figured it out, but it was uber nice to kind of have an idea of what was going on. But I really had nothing going on. Now, did our team win? Yes, but by like 3 seconds, honestly. So that means that we did not kill anybody else. If we only won by 3 seconds, it isn't because Kelly and I knew everything. It was because, everyone was kind of around the same skill level, basically. So we had a really good time doing that because it was super cool to do it again for the second time. So I would tell you that if you do it the first time, you may get stuck doing the one project too, where you're like, I have no idea how they got into everything else and how they figured this out and how they did this because you just weren't there to have it happen, which would mean that I would say to you, do it a second time just so you could do it. Now, I wouldn't go back now because at this point, I feel like I've done everything. So I do think that would be an unfair advantage to everybody else, but also myself. What am I, $50 to stand around and help people to do it? No, what's the point of that? So, but it's super, super fun. I highly suggest it. We had the best time doing it, and it was a lot of fun. Hands down. Go do it. Go do that one. The other thing that we did at night that was really fun, it was called Flippin Delicious, and it was a moment where Faith, who's the foodie on Brilliant Lady, it's when they switch over, and that's why it's called Flippin'. They switch over from A to B in Test Kitchen, or B to C. So we had dinner with her. So she had the PDR, which is the private dining room area, and it was about maybe 20 of us that were in that room. And she sat with us and ate with us. It was absolutely lovely. And she explained all the dishes with us and sat down and went through everything. It was just absolutely lovely. And I highly suggest Flippin Delicious. So if it is kind of confusing, because Virgin can be when they explain things on the descriptions, that's exactly what it is. It's either, whatever menu it is, it's either the day that it flips, you're there with Faith and you're having dinner with her, and you eat dinner with a bunch of different people. So it was really, really cool. So I do highly suggest that. Obviously, do not miss, this one's a given, I feel like, do not miss Rojo. By the way, it's not called Rojo. We have heard people say Rojo. It's not Rojo. It is Rojo. It's a Spanish word, so the J is like an H. And do not miss it. The food is absolutely phenomenal. I've talked about it before. I don't know where, to be honest. I feel like I've done a bazillion videos, so I don't know where it lives. If it lives in a short, if it lives on here, I have no idea. But don't miss it. 100% get a booking on there and have the pimento cheese, the croquettes, the ribs. I don't know the Spanish names for them, by the way, just so you know. I'm giving you how I remember it. Oh, the cauliflower and dessert. Don't miss the cheesecake. I had it delivered several times. I had it delivered to the Mega Rockstar Suite several times as my dessert, and I would show up after all kinds of fun and fabulousness in the manor, and I'd shovel in cheesecake. So please don't miss it. It's so, so good. The churros are actually really good too. And actually the sangria is pretty decent too. So check that out. So those are some of my favorites at Rojo, not Rojo. One of the things I didn't mention, and I completely forgot, this is actually a show / audience participation. It's called the Big Remix. And I forgot about it because honestly, we did it during Friends and Family. We didn't do it again on the Mermaiden. But the Big Remix, so much fun. So you have different sides, like dual reality. They separate the stage on either side, and you're, I can't remember the names of people, but you're, one side's called something and one side's called another thing. And there's a host. Big Lou is the host, and I want to say Lulu is the other host. And it's so much fun. And they call up audience or ask for audience participation, and you play the game. So I don't want to give away too much of it because, again, it's one of those games I think that once you do it, you're kind of you kind of know what it is, and you can help your team win, which is great. But I don't know. Kelly and I actually said that we would go back and do it, the Big Remix, because it was so much fun. There is a singing, I don't want to say a singing competition, but it's a lyric competition. So there's a mic, and they play a song, and they go along, and then they're like, don't stop, believe it. You have to finish the lyrics, basically. They'll turn the music off, and you just have to keep going. Hold on to that feeling. So basically, that's what you have to do. So I feel like that would be like uber fun and right up my alley. But I was a little petrified the first time because I didn't want to lose, and I don't like to lose. So there's that. Big Remix. Don't miss it. It's usually during the day. It's not at night. Well, actually, I think we saw it at night now that I think about it. What else? Don't miss. Serial killers. People loved this. We did not go to it. We're super bummed we missed out. It's very small, and it's like on the first morning, the very first morning that you're on board. Not the day you get on board, but the next day. And it's about cereal. You eat cereal, and it's a murder mystery, sort of. So you basically do a whole murder mystery with everyone and figure out who done it while you're eating cereal, which is super fun. I'm trying to think what else are my favorite things. These are my few of my favorite things. I'm probably missing many things that were my favorite. Okay, here's another thing that I absolutely loved was Bingo Blitz. Super fun. If you love bingo, Go do this bingo blitz. It was like bingo on steroids, on crack, on souped up something or other. I don't even know. Creatine. I don't know. It was the nuttiest thing on the planet. Super fun though. So you buy the bingo cards and you go. It's in the manor. It's pitch black in there. There's neon. There's lights flying everywhere. There's music. There's that stupid horn that goes boo boo boo. That stupid horn plays all the time. They give away wacky prizes. Like Bingo Blitz was uber fun, so don't miss that either. Like you'll have the best time. There's dancers. There's a unicorn that comes out and dances. I mean, it was crazy. And then for me, an honorable mention, I'm going to be completely honest with you, an honorable mention, and probably because I laughed so hard over it, was Stitch Up. So when I first saw it on the lineup and Kelly was like, we're going to Stitch Up, I was like this, what am I, 80? Because it's literally sewing. Now, mind you, I took sewing class in, home ec in 8th grade. That was, 10,000 years ago. So I don't remember how to sew a damn thing. Actually, they only taught us how to sew a button. And I have sewn many a button prior or past that. But I'm going to be honest, if anybody that knew how to sew and looked at that button, they'd be like, what in the fresh hell is this? But I survived the button. So anyways, Kelly's like, we're going to Stitch Up. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't seem like my cup of tea, but here we go. So we go to Stitch Up and we stitched and had a lot of laughs because it was really bad. So if that's your thing and you really like to craft and stuff, and maybe, you've never actually sewed anything before in your life, and that's what you want to do, go to this, because it was actually, I'm going to give it an honorable mention. And I'm only saying that because we laughed so freaking hard. And Kelly actually quit. So I'm throwing Kelly under the bus and saying that she quit. But you know what? I was going to hang him up. I was going to hang him up in Studio F and have him like around. I should put him right here just so I can laugh at him all the time. But I was going to hang up my octopus. So we made an octopus like keychain. So honorable mention definitely goes to Stitch Up. And the other restaurant I would 1000% hit would be Extra Virgin, Evie, because Evie has a completely new menu and some of the dishes are phenomenal on there. So they have the mushroom pasta is on there. They have a lamb pasta. It's like this big ravioli that's like got lamb meat in it. It's freaking phenomenal. And then they also have these ricotta, almost like gnocchi, but with ricotta in them. And there's ricotta gnudi. I guess if gnocchi is that way, so it's got to be gnudi. So ricotta gnudi would be what it's called. Oh my goodness. They also have this arancini that is to die for. I am in love with arancini. Give me some arancini balls and I am a happy camper. And so they had arancini on there. But for those of you that are absolutely in love with the artichoke, it is now MIA. So the artichoke has been 86 from the menu and replaced with arancini. So Evie is actually a really good restaurant to try. Don't miss that because it was really good. Not that I think you would miss it, but that's definitely one of my must-dos. I'm trying to see what else I missed. There's a show called Retail Rumble, and it's not truly a show. It's another competition within a show, within a performance. And I would definitely say go to that because it was super fun. But again, I'm going to give it an honorable mention. So that would be an honorable mention in my opinion. And I think I have hit all the things that I would say must do. I'm trying to keep the list short so you can read a book because I couldn't. And I didn't enjoy my Mega Rockstar Street, which I'm totally kidding. I totally did enjoy it because when you're on there for like 13 days or 45 nights, whatever the heck we were on there for 13 days and 45 nights. It doesn't even add up. But when you're on there for that long, you definitely do get to enjoy it. So I will say that there's a couple honorable mentions in there, but definitely the don't misses 100%. They were super duper fun. Okay, just to add, there were two things that I absolutely loved that were food as well. Shot for Shot was all brand new cocktails. So if you love Shot for Shot, go to Shot for Shot. That's all brand new cocktails and super fun. And then the second one was Dip Baby Dip. And I think it's called something else. I might have just renamed it, which is very, very normal for me to rename things. Dip Baby Dip. Dip Baby Dip. Yeah, I'm not seeing what the heck the name of it is. But anyways, it was a food. Obviously you're learning about all these different dips in what it's this is the worst explanation ever. You're learning about all the different dips that they have. So, what did we dip? I'm trying to think. I think there was like a sesame one or like an oil one. I want to say that there was, goodness gracious, this was so long ago. I can't believe I forgot. Hold on. I got to find the dip, baby dip. So the dip, baby dip, we had like a mango salsa, a blue cheese, a like sesame sort of oily dip, and some green dip. Green goddess, I think it was. And then the best part that happened at the end that I thought I was going to die and go to heaven was they brought me out my very biggest, largest bowl of guacamole. The thing was massive, and I was like, oh, I couldn't be more happier with this bowl of guacamole that's all mine. So it was really, really cool. So Dip Baby Dip also is an honorable mention, but I will say that if you love that kind of thing, that was super fun. And so was Shot for Shot. Shot for Shot was the same, but just different alcohol, cocktails. So do all the things and let me know what you loved. Like, honestly, if you go on Brilliant Lady, come back and tell me what it was that you loved, because I love to hear if you liked the same things that I did, because I'm doing it right. So with that being said, if you're not on the Brilliant Lady yet, please contact us. We would love to help you get on the Brilliant Lady. We have all the deals and we love her. To be honest, we absolutely love her. She is a fabulous addition to the fleet. She is the new sister from the same Mista, and we absolutely love her. So call us. Call Fabulous Adventures Travel, email us, and we can't wait to get you on board. So we'll leave you with our favorite phrase, which is, you float our boat, and we'll see you next week. Bye.